friends, it's Wednesdays with Whitney, and we are live. So welcome to the studio today. It is just me. No interviews today, although our past few have been really awesome. So thank you so much for tuning into those. I really have appreciated all the support, and I know all of our guests on Wednesdays with Whitney have loved being here and loved your attention. So thanks for that in advance. Today we're gonna do a little year in review. And I posted a photo to advertise this, and I was going through all of the photos that I was taken, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, it has been an insanely busy year. 2017 was easily one of the biggest years of my life. 2016 for me, the previous year, was very much like, I'm coming to Des Moines, I'm gonna start a business, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Like, it was just this whole place of questions. And then starting 2017, to say I was still really nervous. I was still very much at the beginning of my business, even though I'd been active for about 6 months. But any of you who've started a business, you know that the first couple of years are just a little scary. So 2017 was still a year for me of asking a lot of questions, seeing where I fit into Des Moines, seeing what groups I could be a part of, and really learning where I could make my impact. So I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what I've done. To follow up this segment, I'm gonna post a slideshow of tons and tons of photos. Like, I applaud any of you who watch the whole thing. And just a disclaimer, the video I'm gonna post is literally not a best of. I don't do that, but I just tried to pull as many photos from as many shoots as I possibly can. So look forward to that afterwards. But I wanted to start by starting at the very beginning of 2017. And I think one of the biggest things that happened to me in 2017 was finding FemCity. So I know you guys have heard me talk about this a lot. A lot of my friendships have come out of this. A lot of my fellow business owners that I rely on when I get a little crazy, I met through here. This is a newspaper that FemCity put out, I believe in September. It's all kind of blurring together to me now. But the really cool thing about this publication, if you need one of these, I have them, is that I took a lot of the photos in this publication. So when I joined FemCity, it was in February, and I went to one of the very first luncheons, and that was around the time that I was doing $100 headshots. So I had a day or two, I think it was, last year that I did $100 headshots, and look out for that because that's happening again too. And so many of these FemCity ladies joined in and hopped on the bandwagon. Like, we had just met, and they're like, yes, we want you to do our photos. So that's how I started meeting a lot of these women. And then just throughout the year, I ended up meeting all of these women. So as I look at this amazing newspaper filled with so many talented people, I also get to see these beautiful pictures that I got to take. So this is Miss Summer and Miss Stephanie. I took her photo. Some other people's in here. So if you've been to the studio and seen this, it's a beautiful piece. And just meeting these women and being supported by this network has been one of the single most life-changing things that has happened to me. So that was pretty amazing. I actually just got done co-hosting a luncheon with Miss Emily Steele. It was a FemCity luncheon. So I'm gonna keep bringing that to the forefront of everybody's Facebook profiles, because I really do believe in that group and what it's brought to me. So that's just one big component of this year. Some other really fun things that happened. So gosh, this was back, what issue is this? This is the February issue of DSM. And you guys remember this? The mentor-mentee article. This was amazing for me. So this was one of the very first big projects I did for DSM, and this was photographing mentors with their mentees, and I loved every second of it. So these two amazing humans, Christina Moffat and Davis Sanders, are both mentors of mine, and they're mentors to each other, and they just getting to meet a lot of these people. Davis and Christina I happen to know beforehand, but this is when I met Emily Trivio, like taking this photo. This is when I met Christy Knaus. So there's so many people that I've connected with. There's some awesome people. So seeing this in print, really getting to put this together and be around these super inspiring people, this is definitely one of my very proudest moments from this year. And thank you to DSM for always publishing such beautiful content. I always love looking at this. Another really fun thing that we did this year that was just blew my mind was this editorial spread. So I don't know if you guys have, I hope you guys all saw this because this was easily one of my proudest moments. This was just amazing to work on. So this was Mother of the Bride. We shot this at the AC Hotel and also the Republic on Grand, so the bar above the AC. And what I loved was that it was women, it was the mom demographic. And we really got to focus on all local vendors. So 2AU, Dornick, Kelsey Zeman did the makeup. Jordan Croft did an amazing job styling this. Carly Cardone did the hair. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. Oh, Dornick did all of the amazing clothing. So all of this, I mean, just, I love these photos. I loved these women. These women showed up and brought so much of themselves to the shoot that they made my life so easy. And then we got to make beautiful products together. So, oh my gosh, I love going through. This is so good. So this was such an exciting time for me. I've got to get some of these on my wall. Look at all of that awesome 2AU glitter right there. That is so good. Awesome. So that was another really fun moment here at Ivory House. The other people that I shoot for a lot of people, but I shoot for the botanical gardens a lot. I don't post a lot of those photos, but every once in a while I will post a few of them, and I got to cover the corpse flower for them. So I showed up a couple times during the course of its growth and its stinky reveal to capture the corpse flower for them. And I'm just really lucky that I get to be at the botanical gardens all the time. And when I get bloom, in the mail, I'm like, oh, hey, I took that photo. That's awesome. So if you see bloom, occasionally, probably a lot, you'll see photos that I took in it. What other really cool things happened this year? Oh, I photographed a wedding in St. Thomas, if you don't remember this one. And there's a few more, just a few more hundred, almost 1,000 amazing images from this wedding, but that was really cool. Destination weddings are tons of work and usually really hot, but so worth it for these amazing views, and I had a blast on this. I've done a ton of corporate work this year, so worked with a lot of different groups of people to help achieve a good group photo. What I found is I have a lot of people coming to me and they're like, we have 14 people, we've never been able to get a good photo together that we feel really professional, can you do that? And my answer is yes. It's literally what I specialize in. So that's been a huge, I don't post a lot of those because they belong to the businesses, and it's not always the most appropriate thing for me to post. But this is one image that I have permission to share, and I just loved it. So this is a Bankers Trust real estate team, and it was just, they really desperately wanted a cohesive photo that made them all look amazing. And I spent a morning with them creating this photo along with 5 or 6 others, I can't remember what the final number was, so that they felt really proud when they were marketing themselves in the community. So I've been doing a lot of this, even though I don't post a lot of it, and I am loving every second of it. So it's another fun thing. There's some really cool things. So this is a photo. This is from my mom's first food bank gala. So my mom, Michelle Book, is the CEO of the Food Bank of Iowa, and they hosted a gala this year that I photographed. And then this was at the end of the gala. It was so successful, so much fun, and just a really good recognition of all of the good work that she and the food bank team are doing in Des Moines. And so Danny Ackright actually took this photo of us, and it's just, I always love looking back and having photos of me from events, because that doesn't always happen. And to have this photo of my mom and I is super special to me. Another thing we did, I was a part of the Smoke Out Hunger committee. So Smoke Out Hunger is a big barbecue event that the food bank does every year. And so I was on the committee for that this year, and my friends showed up to support the event and me. And so again, I got a photo of us together, and these are the moments that I really love having. So I don't know, these are important to me. I have these at the studio, like I leave them out for everybody to see. These are my peeps. Some other really fun things. I recently had to put a resume together, which I have not done in 7 years. No resume. Because working for myself, I didn't need one. So, and I actually vowed that I would never write another resume because I thought, oh, writing a resume means that I'm gonna get another job or something. But I was applying for something recently and they needed a resume. And I'm like, how do I, like, what's the point of this? That was literally my response. Like look at my portfolio, look at my Facebook page, but that's not practical for anybody to do. So I spent some time, I sat down and I wrote a resume, and it was actually a super amazing experience to go through what I've done this year and to write it out as action items and things that I'd accomplished. And I was like, whoa. So, I don't know how many headshots I did this year. I don't know exactly. I mean, I know about how many weddings I shot, but things like that, those numbers really aren't impactful to me in any way. But some of the numbers that are really impactful to me are some of the donations that we were able to give through your involvement in Ivory House. So I just wanted to say a couple of numbers out loud. And so in September of 2017, woo! So in September, I don't know if you remember back to when I was promoting family sessions, and every single family session I donated $100 from. So we were able to donate $1,000 to the Food Bank of Iowa together. So that's a pretty big accomplishment. I loved being able to deliver that check. Throughout the year, I've had the opportunity to donate to a lot of silent auctions. I went through and made that list, and I was like, whoa. So a lot of you that have come into the studio for headshots, I've actually met because you so generously bought my headshot package at an auction. So thank you so much for those of you, you know who you are, that supported your community and then came in and got headshots. When I added it up, I gave $2,000 in silent auction item donations and in-kind donations. So thank you to everybody who went out and purchased those and then came in and saw me. So back on Valentine's Day, we did mini sessions, and I gave $25 from each of those to Planned Parenthood. So that was $250 to Planned Parenthood. And lots of other really, really fun things. So do you guys remember the litter campaign? So that happened last year in April, and that was really one of those moments that was just pure kismet. I don't know how that happened or what inspired that idea. I just remember looking around at the streets and the side streets and seeing all of this garbage. And so starting to pick that up and then realizing that I could get people engaged in picking up litter. And that whole idea has just snowballed. So for a few months after that, and still quite a bit, people will refer to me as the litter girl. And the first couple times it happened, I was like, oh, I should have thought this through. But then I was like, you know what? If people can associate, when they see me, if they can think about picking up litter, cool, let's go with that. So I was able to be, on the news to talk about that. So I get to talk about picking up litter and talk about growing a business in Des Moines. So that was a huge boost for me just by doing something really good in the community. And thank you to everybody who went out in April and picked up litter and participated in that. I'm going to find a way to revitalize that in the coming spring. Also, YPC jumped on that bandwagon, and we co-hosted a couple of litter cleanups in the downtown area. So that was really cool, and I know we'll be bringing those back as well. So the litter thing happened, and it was awesome. Some other really cool things that happened at the studio. Just recently, we did the Empowerment Portrait campaign, and I was able to give away, I should add it up, I think it's close to $1,000 worth of services to a winning person. So what happened was, I was posting a whole bunch of empowering stories about the women who have already come into our studio with the idea that we were going to pick a winner from these nominated people. So for a month and a half, I was collecting nominations of empowering people in the community. And oh my gosh, reading those, you guys, was just phenomenal. That was by far one of my favorite things I've done this year, is go through and read all of those beautiful nominations. So the winner, name is Mary Bacon, and we're getting her on the calendar really soon to come in and do her shoot, and I can't wait to share more of her story. And Sarah Noel Wilson got on board with that and is she's doing a championing workshop for everybody who participated in either nominating or being nominated. So there's just a lot of really good things that continue to happen there. Some personal things that were happening. Well, personal and professional are very intertwined when you open a business. But, here's my peeps. Hunter, Mom, there's Winston. Mr. Winston, thank you to everybody who's loved my dog and like come in and not been, totally put off when this like cute little animal, I mean, if you don't like Winston, that's just crazy because he's the best. But thank you for loving him. And I recently have been talking a lot about my team. All these people joined me this year. So Megan is my production assistant. She is amazing and handles all the files. And then Rachel joined me this year in October to help handle my social media and my blog and help make Wednesdays with Whitney really work. And I couldn't do what I do without them. Having them on my team has made 2017 so successful. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen that I am looking for a new teammate. We have been growing really, really fast, and it's awesome, but I want to make sure that I'm still providing that same customer experience that I always have been. I'm also following some really new passions, so there'll be some super exciting additional things happening in 2018. So I'm currently accepting applications for an administrative assistant. You can find that information on my blog at ivoryhousephotography.com. And so if you know of anybody that might be good for that, please send them my way. I'm looking for a team player that's super organized because I am not all that organized and I need someone who's good at that. So be on the lookout for them. I mean, I could probably go on for a really long time. The majority of you that I know, I met in 2017. I've shot some amazing weddings, done some phenomenal portrait sessions, and just some really fun work. I have to say the best things I've been able to do are the things that I've been able to give back to the community, and then when I meet people who are really on board with that mission with me. So thank you to everyone who has really supported my crazy ideas that seem less crazy when you all jump on the bandwagon with me, because when you're doing something by yourself or when you're brainstorming something, you're like, haha, this could go either way. But when I have your guys' support, I really feel like I'm on the right path and I'm making a difference and I'm able to do really good things in Des Moines. So I'm gonna leave you with one big small announcement. So Emily Steele and I just got done hosting a luncheon with Fem City, which I mentioned. At this luncheon, we were talking about the idea of personal branding, something that's near and dear to both her and my heart, and something that we both love and have really focused on in our own businesses. And she and I, drum roll, are launching a new business together. It is called Brand Launch. You can find it at brandlaunch.site, S-I-T-E, and there you will find personal branding workshops. So it's super exciting. I really believe that getting clear on your personal branding, which includes core values, your mission statement, knowing who your ideal audience is, knowing your consistent messaging, knowing how you're going to engage your ideal audience. All of those things, getting clear on those is how you really grow without pain and grow quickly and in a referral-based business. So if you're excited about that, if that even sounds remotely like something you'd be into, we will be talking a lot about that in the upcoming months, and our first workshop will be the weekend of February 23rd. So there's some time to brew on that, and Emily and I will be back to talk about that more in depth, but that's a little teaser. So thank you guys so much. 2017 was amazing, and thank you to everybody who employed me or worked on something with me or picked up a bag of litter or nominated somebody for an empowerment campaign. These things they're the most amazing. So I'm just really appreciative of when I see people get excited about the same things that I get excited about, and it lets me know I'm doing the right stuff. So thank you guys. Have a phenomenal week. I think it's gonna be 40 degrees today, so get outside and take a walk. I'll see you next week. Bye.